So now first we will set the agenda for the day. We need to know what are the labs that we will be performing. This is session number 1. There might be subsequent session that we will have to plan, and accordingly we'll see where the discussion will go. Okay. So I already know all of you, but yes, I just want to introduce all of you to with each other. So you all are basically somehow from the different batches from Palo Alto, and Samrat is the only one who is not my trainee in PCNSE, but he is one of my colleague. So he's already there. Okay. All right, so Samrat, thank you for joining this, and you can all.
Thank you. Yep.
So whenever you feel like we need to focus on something, so you can give me
Yep. Yeah, yeah, sure.
industry oriented
Yeah.
suggestion. Okay. All right. So first thing first now, we need to first of all set the agenda for the day. We have this session on our Palo Alto Labs. I believe my screen is visible to all of you.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So now uh, these labs are basically designed or whatever we will be covering. So we will be covering as per the content, whatever we have covered under the PC and SE. So that means that is a Palo Alto certified network security engineer, and automatically it will cover your PCNSA. If anyone is going for PCNSA, so it will be covered very completely in your PCNSE. So what is the difference between PCNSE and PCNSA? PCNSA, if I have to tell you, there is a syllabus. Okay, so if there is a syllabus for PCNSE, so that means PCNSA is a part of that syllabus. So that's all. So that is your PCNSA, and overall syllabus is PCNSE. What extra topics you do have in PCNSE? GP you have, then you have Panorama, and there are certain kind of troubleshooting things that you do not have in PCNSA. So PCNSA is anyone is trying to go for the certification, go for it. You will be clearing it for sure, even after doing a little effort. So now, first we will understand the topology. We normally in my labs, people who are currently in the batches also, they know very well. We have two firewalls. So this is your firewall number 1, and we have firewall number 2. You do have ISP also. So let's say we have single ISP or two ISP, you can imagine. So I will be going for this is your WAN links. This is connecting to your firewall. And then you have one LAN where you can represent your little PC that is representing your LAN. And here on this firewall, I have my AD server also. That is my Active Directory for the external server authentication topic. So now I mean, these firewall, we can name it as Berlin and Chicago. So Berlin, we have interfaces, you know very well, data plane and management plane. And apart from that, yes, you can always imagine there is a management plane. Management interface is also going on. But in my lab now, there is no extra management PC. So in this case, where I will be showing you the real topology, in this case, management is basically whatever we have to configure on your firewall, the graphical user interface will be taking through directly to the browser, wherever the RDP server will be going on. Okay. So that means that will work your management PC. Similarly, you can imagine there is one management PC where you will be taking the management access. Okay. So now on Berlin firewall, Ethernet 1 by 1, WAN link. On Chicago firewall, similarly Ethernet 1 by 1, Ethernet 1 by 2 LAN. Here also Ethernet 1 by 2 is your LAN. Okay. Then Ethernet 1 by 3, it is going to be your server, which is your Active Directory server. The IP addressing that we will be having, so that we will use your, so here I will use 172.16.0.1/24. and it will be belonging to the LAN zone. Here it will be your DHCP client, and it will be WAN link, and it is belonging to WAN zone. This guy is your DMZ zone, and I will be using 10.0.0.1/24. So that is the topology. So first few labs, we will be focusing on this one. So lab number 1 is going to be, so here I'm going to list out the labs now. So lab number 1 will be your basic configuration, which is your data plane configuration. Second one is going to be your source net. And before you go for the source net, I will see there will be one. So here you need to have layer 2 deployment. And when you say layer 2 deployment, so we are talking about VLANs, okay? Then lab number 2 will come into picture. It is going to be source net and your security policy. So these two are the policies only. So we will talk about policies here. And then you have lab number 3, user accounts. Okay. And then after user accounts, so lab number 3 is going to be quite lengthier also. So you have lab number 3, part 2. There will be external server authentication. So I will be just writing down this one. Lab number 4, we'll go for your URL filtering. Lab number 5, app ID. So this is the listing. I'm sending you in the chat so that you should always, next time whenever you will join, you have this. Okay, so lab number 6, we will have to go for IPsec VPN. In lab number 6, we have 2 variations. So we will have part 2 also for this one. In part 2, it will be different zones with the different zones. Lab number 7, again, it is going to be related to your VPN. And now it is going to be your SSL decryption. Okay. Under SSL decryption, we will be only going for your forward proxy. Lab number 8. I may be switching few labs before the serial order, but let's say we will go for captive portal. And it is the concept of your user ID. Lab number 9, we'll have to go for HA with active passive environment. Lab number 10, you will go for GP, and with the GP, you will go for user ID agentless. Okay, lab number 11, you have to go for vWire and tap mode. Lab number 12, you will go for your Panorama onboarding. So that is the agenda. Okay, so we have to follow this. Okay. So these are the labs that we will be following. So now lab number 1, 2, 3, whatever the labs, until and unless your IPsec is not coming into picture, this firewall right now is not needed. So we will be focusing on pretty much on your this Berlin firewall. So your user accounts will be done here, source net here, security policy here, your external server authentication will be done here, user accounts will be here. For DNAT onwards, we will start using the Chicago firewall. Otherwise, only Berlin firewall. Okay, this is your topology. So I believe everyone is okay with that. Yes, are we okay?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, from me.
All right, so I will be sharing my screen now. Okay, don't want panorama. Okay. I believe I have to share my full screen because this fellow is giving me issue. All right, so I believe this is now visible, and we will start with your, first of all, this lab number 1.
Yep, ma'am.
And this is one of my trainees' lab accounts that right now I'm using. So the credit goes to Abhishek. I'm not too sure whether he's here or not. Maybe he'll be joining a bit late. So I'm just, first of all, I'm going to wipe off everything from this firewall. So whenever you will be wiping off from the firewall, make sure even on the production environment, whenever you start your firewall will basically take some time to reboot its settings, okay? Because you have certain kind of daemons working in the Linux environment. And in that case, those daemons will be waking up during the booting process. So in Palo Alto, you have more than 120 plus daemons. So that is the reason you will have a lot of things to start. So this is our topology. Okay. Prabhat, how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
ठीक हूँ, बहुत दिनों बाद। कहाँ, कैसे हो?
हाँ हाँ मैं अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा ठीक हूँ, वॉक कर पाता हूँ। मैंने आपका मैसेज देखा व्हाट्सएप में, तो मैं सोचा कि ज्वाइन कर लूँ।
Okay, okay. Then, so still working from home?
Yeah, still working from home.
Okay. All right, so we will be going for this firewall only for the time being, because this firewall we need for first few labs. And now the moment I told you in this topology, now are you thinking something is missing? So the missing part is basically your management PC, the one that I was telling you. There is no management PC on either of these two firewalls. The reason is management PC, I have actually connected internally these firewalls in such a way, I am not going to take the access from graphical user interface. I can just open one tab from here and I can have the management IP, and it will be giving me the direct graphical user interface. But in your case, if you do have the management PC or details with you, then you can imagine there is a network also. For example, default credentials. Can anyone tell me what are the default management IP of your firewall?
192.168.1.1.
So the default will be that, default किसे कहते हैं? Default is the term when you buy a brand new firewall and you will have to take the console. So that means 192.168.1.1, very true, /24. This is your management IP. So in that case, what will be happening? That means you will take one cable out of it. This cable can be your LAN cable, or this cable could be your console cable. If it is console only, then only CLI is possible. And on this PC, you don't need to have any IP and all. But if you are talking about the network cable, obviously you will have your default management IP is this, and you will have your management PCIP. Let's say you will have to set up the same network 192.168.1.2/24. So that is the reason you will take the graphical user interface. So in my case, there is nothing required like that. I'll be going directly. So I'll click on my firewall. So once we will be clicking, it will be getting into the booting mode now. So this one is going to boot. Now you see this is going to be booted. So when I was into the training, remember we said during the booting process, there are 3 elements that you need to check during the boot process. Remember what was those?
Management daemon and
Other thing? Anything related to disk partition? Anyone remembers? डिस्क पार्टीशन में कुछ चीजें होती हैं जो आप देखते हो. What is that? Something related to sysroot 0, pan logs, pan repo, something like that.
pan CFG, pan repo, and SD root/SDA something.
Okay, so can anyone tell me what is the function of sysroot 0, sysroot 1, pan logs, pan repo? And why, I mean, either of them, sysroot 0 or 1, it's either or condition. Either of them will be shown to you during the booting process. This will be there, this will be there. So what they have to do with your booting, pan repo will be checking where your current operating system is stored. So that is for the storage check. If you are saying sysroot 0 is saying okay, ब्रैकेट में ऐसे okay लिखा होगा, तो ये भी ऐसे ओके लिखा होगा. And this one is
Kind of pre-staging.
this is like pre-staging. And sysroot 0, if it is saying sysroot 0 is okay, so that means the current active disk partition is your sysroot 0. And what about sysroot 1? इसमें अगर for example you had 10.2.0 as your base operating system, and then you upgraded your firewall from 10.2.0 to 10.2.4, and earlier it was into sysroot 0 and now it is saying sysroot 1. So what will happen? Whenever every time you install your operating system, sysroot 0 and 1, they will change their states. If previously you were working with this one, then sysroot 0 was your active disk partition, and this was whatever the previous, for example, maybe 10.0.0.0. So your sysroot 1 was having the previous older version of your operating system. The moment you have installed the new operating system, your sysroot 0 will be having 10.2.0 only, but it will become now your secondary disk partition, and your active partition will become now primary, will be becoming your sysroot 1. तो sysroot 1 आपको वहां पे दिखेगी कि ओके है. इसका मतलब है sysroot 1 is the booting partition right now. Tomorrow, let's say from sysroot 1, if you have 10.2.4 and you want to go for 10.2.6, now during the booting process, what you will say, which disk partition is going to come as okay?
Sys1.
Root 0. Because what will happen, it is now right now primary, and now under your 10.2.0, it has become secondary, which is sysroot 0. Now you said I have downloaded 10.2.6. It will first of all go and set under your pan repo as a folder. Pan repo में चले गया वो. Pan repo में जाके now it will be there only, and it is ready to be installed, because we know very well on Palo Alto you cannot install anything directly. You have to first of all download it, and where it will be stored, it will be going directly to the pan repo folder. So now,
Yes.
so pan repo folder, we will be going into it. It will be going to the pan repo folder. In that case, there will be no change occurring in sysroot 0 or 1. Now you have clicked on install as the action. The moment you have clicked on install, your secondary is going to have now, which is sysroot 0, it is going to be overwritten now, and there is going to be 10.2.6, and the state is going to be primary. And now it will not change its anything. Now this will be your backup, and but it will be saying this is my secondary now. So they will toggle always between each other. Why we have to have most recent upgraded operating system and the previous one? In case smart, maybe it will be useful for you, because if you will be upgrading your firewall and that is not working somehow for you, maybe in future you have to downgrade back, so you have to come back to the previous disk partition. That is the reason. Okay.
What can be the reason we need to downgrade, like if we are already running on the latest one? Like,
Very good question. Samrat, would you like to answer?
Yeah. So, Jobanjit, right?
Joban.
No, you have a really good question to
So
answer
it
this.
happens. It happens
It
sometimes.
happens.
After installing, you might face some issues if there is any bug in that install version. So you might have to downgrade the previous version and wait for the latest bug-free version.
What happened?
okay,
Yeah.
Samrat is working on the live scenario, and I'll give you the brief. He is working one of the banking sector where everything
Hanji.
is being monitored practically. Everything is practical, and customers are getting their cash withdrawals, their uh, cash deposits, credit, debit, everything is depending on that firewall. What they have done, they upgraded this firewall to 11.6, and almost 230 plus sites went down.
Oh man.
Okay. And so that it happens sometime. So that is the reason, and it is practically now he is the live proof. He can give you some glimpse of the problem. Somebody, if you want, you can.
Yeah, actually, even there are situations, Pravat, where you cannot even downgrade. I mean, if your upgraded PanOS contains some bug which is beyond your imagination, then you can't
Huh?
downgrade them as well. So we are going through something like that, and it is a terrible thing. We are going with this case for last 6 months.
But it was a major release, Samrat.
It was a major release, and the another thing is not only it's a major release. Now Palo is bringing up a major fix for this on today's 12th. So if you guys are having subscribed to like pan update emails, then you will be seeing a new email coming on 17th night with a new version called 11.1.9, and that will contain this debug and content will contain this
And
antidote for this
and
current bug.
this fix is totally dedicated to him. Whatever the issue he was struggling, he's the one who actually upgraded Palo Alto, and they have fixed that.
And the troubleshooting has gone up to the circuit level. It is not only
Yeah.
not only the pan OS software changes happened. I don't know if you guys are aware about the hardware manufacturer for the Palo Alto firewalls Ethernet ports. That is something called Marvel Networks.
Hmm.
So engineers from Marvel Networks from Philippines are also involved into this. They are even changing the byte codes of the interfaces. So I am not telling the problem here. It is because anyway that this class time will be getting over. But yeah, it is something related to the MPLS negotiations, like layer two negotiation like this full duplex, half duplex, and 10, 100,000. This L2 parameters negotiation. So the
And
entire 11 family had this bug.
but what was the root cause, like for the issue?
It
Did you
Right.
find
was
any?
So
chipset issue. The chip which is
Okay.
chipset
working behind your
exactly.
data plane. So you
Uh-huh.
have some chip. For example, you have Octeon, Oscillot. These are the chips which are
Exactly.
facilitating
Exactly.
your data plane. So that was the error in the chip. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So
It was
So
for
like
look
a
out for an
chipset.
update on look out for an update on 17th night of 11.19. It is coming
Okay,
out with
definitely.
this. Yeah.
okay. So now I believe this firewall will be ready, And first time, whenever you are logging into firewall, you have to log in with the default credential. Default credentials, you know very well. Username is admin and your password is also admin. So I'm just going to log in with this one. The moment you will be getting logged in with admin, same username, same password. So it will ask you to change the password now. So it is asking me previous password. I have entered as admin. New password, I'm going to write down A capital admin at 123. ADMIN at 123. So now it will be asking me to confirm the password ADMIN at 123. So this is one thing. So now the password is changed and my new password is, it is previously my credential was admin. Now the username is admin, but the password is A capital admin at 123. So this is what, okay. So we are done with this one. Now I have to check what is my management IP, because right now I'm still on the console area. I have to take the graphical user interface of my firewall. So can anyone please tell me what is the command that we use to check the management IP of your firewall from the command line? And what is this mode called? What is the name of this mode? This one. So this Palo Alto has two modes. One is first one, this is called operational mode. And then you have configure mode.
Yep.
Okay. So first thing is now you have to run the command. So what is the command? Command is show
and
interface, and then you
manage.
have to say management. So if you will be running this command, it will be giving you one IP. Can anyone say what is the management IP now? Right now you have to see this command. This is your management IP detail. So you can take this IP now 10.10.145, and now I'm going to take the graphical user interface of directly of this one. So how to take HTTPS, and my IP is 10.10.1.145. In my case, my topology is actually configured in such a way that it will be allocated by the DHCP server. So that is the reason DHCP assigned me. It is not a static IP. But if you have a static IP on your Palo Alto firewall, then you can always change the IP. Whatever after logging into firewall, you can always change your management IP also. So this is your certificate error. People who are done with my SSL decryption, they might also be knowing why this error is there. And this is because Palo Alto is using, whenever we are trying to log in into your firewall, so we are into the management access. From management, you are actually connecting with your management plane and you are talking to the management IP. So this connection is establishing at port number 443. Now, because port number 443 will be starting your SSL right after your TCP also. SSL message number 3, it will be your server. Server means right now, who is the server? Your Palo Alto Firewall's management IP. So your server will also be sharing its a digital certificate with the client. Now, जो आपका certificate है right now, that is a self-signed certificate. Self-signed certificate by Palo Alto. Now self-signed certificate क्या होता है? वहां पे जो CA होता है, that is you. For example, CA हो गई शगुन and उसका common name हो गया शगुन. दोनों ही same है. मतलब कि who is asking and who is giving the certificate, both parties are same. So for example, if I'm saying I'm graduated from University of Leicester and तो मैं खुद ही कहूँ कि यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ लेस्टर की चेयरमैन मैं ही खुद ही हूँ. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड सेल्फ साइंड सर्टिफिकेट कि हाँ भाई मैं ये चीज क्वालिफाइड हूँ. तो whenever you have self-signed certificate and if you are not a very trusted CA means signing authority, that is your certificate authority, then it will be showcasing you this cert error. Now you see this is called your certificate authority is invalid. So this is your cert error. Now we need to just proceed. And you have to say, yes, I want to proceed. And it is not an error. Basically, for login purpose, every firewall, even on the production also, it will be showcasing you the same. And it is not any kind of dangerous error. So it is just the way how Palo Alto will be using. Now we have to use admin. And I have to use A capital admin at 123. We need to log in. When you see this creating administrative session, so that means you have enter the right username and password. And by the way, what is the process behind when you will be giving you username and password to your Palo Alto firewall? First, management server will come into picture. The management daemon will be coming into picture. After that, it will be handed over to the sysd. Sysd will ask the other daemon who will be giving you this graphical user interface and checking the going to give you the login page. Then auth D will come into picture. Auth D will check whether the username and password is legitimate or not. So there is a process behind how you will check. So this is the dashboard. We have the 7 tabs of the firewall. Right now we don't have anything on it. Data plane CPU utilization is 0. Management is 7. And this firewall, right now, the serial number is saying unknown. And why this coming as unknown? Because there is basically no license. So we will provide the license. It will take a moment that I'll do in a little while. But first of all, as per the topology, we have to do the configuration. This is going to be WAN, this is going to be DMZ, and this is going to be LAN. So let's finish this one. Ethernet 1 by 1. You need to land at network tab under the interfaces. This is your data plane. And now you have to Ethernet 1 by 1. So now the mode will be layer 3. And your virtual router is going to be default in case if you don't have any other virtual router. Now there is no security zone. I need to just create a one. There are different types of way how you can create a zone. I can say Ethernet 1 by 1 is belonging to WAN zone. Now you see, just like your interface type, you have one interface type, type of the zone also associated with every zone. So that means we have layer 2 zones also, layer 3 zone also. Now I'm not talking about just interfaces, I'm actually focusing on your interfaces also. Interface, if you are configuring any interface and meanwhile you are configuring any zone, so by default it will be inherited with the your type of the interface. In case if you are creating the zone, next type I'll show you how to do that, the second option. So now I have created the zone while I'm configuring the interface itself. So that is the reason my zone type is by default taking the type of interface. It is not allowing me to change it because I'm already working in the layer 3 mode now. IPv4, so it is a DHCP client because we know very well all the Palo Alto interfaces are ping disabled. You need to allow the management profile now. So I have to create a profile. I have to say allow ping. Now you have to allow your data plane interface here. And then you are done. And we are okay. So your first interface is done. There might be a little network lag because I am in a remote area right now. So here some internet issue are there. So Ethernet 1 by 2. Now again, you go back to the topology. This is representing my LAN site. This time I'm not going to create the zone while I'm configuring Ethernet 1 by 2. I'll create the zone before I start the configuration on Ethernet 1 by 2. This is another way of doing the same thing. So first thing of what I have to do, I need to stay in the network tab. There's something called zone. I have to go there. And then you see this is already there, the one that I have created. I have to create a LAN zone now. So here I have to say LAN. And now you see it is asking me to change the type. So now it is up to me which type of the zone I want.
A question either. Can you go back to the interface once again?
This one.
Yeah, no, interface tab. Yes. So Ethernet 1 by 1 DHCP client. So आपके यहाँ पे कोई DHCP server है? I mean, is it connected to this lab?
है, internally है.
Oh, अच्छा. Okay.
Once we will be doing the commit, it will be given with the IP here automatically.
Okay. So there is an emulator running somewhere in this lab environment with the DHCP.
Yes.
But this is a management PC, right, for a firewall, right, which we are configuring right now.
Management PC. This is just our firewall itself.
Okay, understood.
And we have to, but management PC, you have to imagine this. There is no requirement of management PC because the RDP server where we are connected right now and the management IP of the firewall, they are basically from the same subnet. So we can take directly from the RDP client.
Okay, understood.
Now we have to talk about your LAN, and now you need to change the zone. I have to say it is layer 3, and now you have to say okay. And now similarly, I can create another zone, that is my DMZ, and I can just say layer 3 here, and we are okay. So that is it. Now again, we need to go back to the interfaces now. This time, we just need to select the zone because we have already created. Type of interface is one thing, and the type of zone is another thing. Virtual router is default. Three things are very important: type of the interface, virtual router selection, and your security zone. These three things are the backbone of your configuration. So be always very, very crucial to them. Right now, we have three zones: Ethernet 1x2 belonging to LAN, IPv4. So we have IP, we know very well, 172.60.0.1/24. And we do not have IPv6 SD-WAN, nothing to do with here right now. And now I'm saying allow ping. So this profile is an independent profile. You can link it with any interface wherever you want the ping should be working. So again, I have enabled the ping on Ethernet 1x2 also. Similarly, I'll be going for Ethernet 1x3. And it is going to be my layer 3 again. And default security zone is going to be DMZ, IPv4. So I have the IP different one, the one that I was saying, 10.10.10.2/24. I mean 10.10.10.1, 10.10.10.1/24. So this is my Ethernet 1x3's IP. 10.10.10.2 will be my server's IP. Okay, we have to allow ping over here also. And now you are done. So we are pretty much done. And now you need to say commit. So it is always a good point. If you want, you can validate your commit. And before you go for the final commit, validating means that checking it syntax and semantically, whether whatever the changes you have made, these are not going to be harmful for your firewall. So they will not be reflected permanently. That means the final commit is not, this is the one, they are just checking whether whatever you have done, it is good or not. So validating is just checking before you go for the final commit. So let's say
Is there any harm if we do the commit and push at the same time?
from Panorama.
Oh, okay. We are not in Panorama. Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, sorry.
No,
Okay.
no.
That was my behavior problem. I was wondering, we are seeing the Panorama.
we are
Yeah, from the Panorama, correct.
we are obsessed with Panorama. I know.
Yes, yes, yes.
Panorama, see, I'll tell you. So we have three things on Panorama. One is commit to Panorama. Then we
Yeah,
have
correct.
push to device, and then third option
Right.
commit and push.
Correct.
अगर आपने Panorama का मैनेजमेंट आईपी चेंज किया है या फायरवॉल ऑनबोर्डिंग ही की है, you have created device group templates, something like that, we have created hierarchy, because these things are particularly very local to Panorama. So these are meaningful to Panorama only. In that case, we will only do commit to Panorama. अगर मैंने
अच्छा,
किसी फायरवॉल का आईपी चेंज कर दिया है जो ऑनबोर्ड हो गई है, या फिर किसी की पॉलिसी चेंज कर दी है, या फिर मैंने कुछ और चेंजेस कर दी हैं, तो इन दैट केस वी हैव टू डू commit push to devices first, so that
devices.
these devices are first time. जब आप फर्स्ट टाइम करोगे तो आपको सबसे पहले पुश टू डिवाइसेस ही करना पड़ेगा, so that these devices are actually talking to our Panorama. Once you are done with first 2 to 3 commits, then after that, for anything related to data plane change on the onboarding devices from Panorama, it will be commit and push. And if it is
Okay.
initial first to 2 times data plane change, then only push to device. And if it is something which is very local to Panorama, then only commit to Panorama.
No, that is fine. Because why I am asking these questions, because There are a couple of times I've seen that out of this 200 branches,
Hmm.
sometimes we have a set of policies that needs to be pushed through more than 30 or 40 branches. So during those times when we do the change in the template and then do commit and push just to save my time,
हाँ वो सही है
it fails in it no, it fails at times, but
बिकॉज
when it
ऑर्डर ऑर्डर मैटर्स वहां पे ऑर्डर आपका कौन सी फायरवॉल पे पहले कमिट होगा वहां ऑर्डर मैटर कर रहा है तो फिर वहां पे
correct.
पुश टू हमें करना ही पड़ेगा पुश टू डिवाइस करना पड़ेगा फिर वो
Correct.
पुश
But
पुश एंड
when we do
कमिट
this on the data center firewalls, which are on 3250s, PA3250, so there it takes within a second, like commit and
हाँ
push, in
हम्म
1 second it will take, except it won't throw any tantrums and errors and everything. Okay.
okay so we are going to do the
Yep.
final commit now and your with this your first lab will be completed which is your basic configuration okay so I believe it will be okay
मैम मैम जो थर्ड वाला है लाइक 1/3 उसका थोड़ा सा डीएमजी का थोड़ा सा बताना ब्रीफली, नॉट इन एग्जैगरेट वे।
which one
मैम लेयर 3 1/3 इंटरफेस।
इथरनेट 1/3 के बारे में बोल रहा है ये।
हाँ डीएमसी है वो हमारा जिसके साथ हम एडी कनेक्ट किए हुए हैं
कनेक्टेड है उससे।
लाइक डीएमजी में जो डीमिलिटाराइज्ड जोन होता है उसमें हमारा सर्वर है, तभी उसको हम
अच्छा
लाइक
अच्छा
वी आर कॉलिंग
हाँ हाँ हाँ
कॉलिंग।
वो उसका एक फैंसी नेम है दैट इज जस्ट अ फैंसी नेम ऑफ सर्वर जोन आप सर्वर जोन भी लिख सकते हो
ओके
अदरवाइज उसको डीएमसी जोन का नाम दे दिया जाता है कि ये एक ऐसी जोन है जो आपके लिए बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है दिस इज काइंड ऑफ वो मिलिट्री वालों को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं इन सम सॉर्ट
Actually, this has taken no, it has taken from the military itself. I mean, the
हम्म
DoD model and the US military itself. So DMZ
हम्म
normally is the area where you need to, you can go there and you'll be filtered and you'll be given very limited access. So
ओके ओके।
that name has been taken in telecommunication.
But what kind of devices we can keep in that area? Like,
Majorly your resources like your servers,
huh?
your servers mainly the DNS,
Okay,
the AD, your mail servers, your FTP servers, anything which requires an outbound access with a port forwarding.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
yeah, so internal users will also have a filter, one layer of filter before they access those servers, and 100% the external users will be having multiple layers of filters before they come and take any resource from those servers.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, it's a kind of not fully private, not fully public.
हम्म
Yeah, means like entirely restricted with limited allow, right?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
in
okay.
if you ever work with Cisco, they have a default value of the zone as 50. I mean, like if in ASA, Cisco ASA, they will mark by default. You can change. I'm just telling that as a reference.
Okay.
okay so now we need to configure our LAN device so for configuring our LAN device Abhishek I'm using your lab sorry you were not here and I was giving you the courtesy also okay thanks goes to Mr. Abhishek
Yeah.
so there is no
Abhishek.
IP right now on my LAN PC. I am on the Berlin PC right now here, and there is no IP at all. So we will configure one IP, and
Berlin.
here we need to change. So what will be the IP on our Berlin side?
Something on the 10.10 dot.
172. 172.
Okay, one second.
So we have to say it is 172.16.0.2. क्योंकि 1 आपका Ethernet 1/2 पे चल ही रहा है, and make sure you are syncing up with your subnet mask. Default gateway is going to be 172.16.0.1. Your preferred DNS going to be standard DNS. So that's it. And now we have to check whether we are able to ping our gateway or not. So this is our first check.
Should be ping.
So I have to again run ipconfig command, and now ping your gateway 172, which is Ethernet 1/2 representing LAN zone. तो आपका ping हो रहा है. Am I able to have internet on this PC also right now? Ping
E-
9.9 is also Google's IP, but most people are very
No, I don't think.
so ping nahi hoga. Why? Because you do not have anything to ping right now. You do not have NAT policy. You do not have security policy. So what we will be doing now, we will leaving a timeless ping now, and this ping will be keep on continuing, going on from here. And once we will be done with the policies on firewall, which is your lab number 2, and then you will see this internet should be working. So I'm just leaving a timeless ping. It will keep on pinging your Ethernet your Google server. We need to go back to your firewall. We have to come to the policies. First thing is your source net. So यहाँ पे आपका source net लगेगा. In order to understand source net, you have to understand your WAN interface. Who is going to be your WAN interface, where you will be applying your netting. So in my case, this is my ISP facing Ethernet 1/1, and I'm going to net everything, whatever is coming either from DMZ or from LAN. But for the time being, I'm at my LAN site. Everything which is coming from LAN to WAN, it will be netted with Ethernet 1/1. So it is absolutely many to one kind of interface, your netting. So in terms of Palo Alto, we called it DIP, dynamic IP and port addressing. Okay, so now NAT add, this is lab
सिस्को में इसको ओवरलोड बोलते हैं ना मैम.
Hmm.
Correct. Yeah. Port address translation, NAT overload.
So here you
Yeah,
have to
that-
select your, so it is like you, whenever you see this original packet is coming, original packet का मतलब ये होता है कि you are basically giving, setting the ground. You are saying your firewall when you have to NAT. So this is like when factor, working on when factor. Original packet means कब करना है NAT. तो तभी करना है जब आपका यहाँ से डेटा इंटरनेट की तरफ जाएगा. So people who are not comfortable with Hindi, I'm trying to say you have to identify when you are generating any kind of internet traffic which is leaving your LAN zone and actually getting exit to or towards WAN zone. That time you have to say your firewall, please change the source from this LAN to this Ethernet 1/1. So this is what exactly we need to do now. We are saying source is LAN, destination is WAN, and now your translated packet is basically there are source and destination. So we have to do source net. Here you have to select dynamic IP and port. Under dynamic IP and port, I have to select everything will be netted to Ethernet 1/1. And because this is DHCP client IP, you will not be able to see the IP. In case if you could have selected any public IP, which is stable IP, for example, let's say if this is your IP, only static IP can be visible next after to the IP address section. Otherwise, if DHCP client is there, you will never be able to see the IP. So nothing to worry. It's okay. It's a natural behavior.
Ma'am, one question.
Mhm.
It's all clear. All three different interfaces gonna be, you can say, gonna be translated.
3 नहीं 2 इंटरफेस. इसका भी
Yep.
नेट यहाँ पे हो जाएगा, इसका भी नेट हो जाएगा. इसको तो जरूरत ही नहीं है ना, वो तो ऑलरेडी पब्लिक
Yeah.
है. ठीक है.
Okay. Yeah, understood.
Now you
Yeah,
need to go
sorry.
to security policy. You have to have one security policy. We have to already, very well implicit policy from Palo Alto, intrazone and interzone. Can someone please tell me which policy is by default allowed and which policy is by default denied? From implicit.
Same zone should be allowed. Different zone should be denied.
Intra-zone
Intra is
allowed and
allowed.
inter-zone will be denied.
It is definitely denied. Okay. So we have to say LAN to WAN policy.
LAN to WAN.
And I'm just going to give you our source. Source destination देने का मतलब होता है you are setting the ground again. You say my packet is coming from LAN and going towards WAN. Application will be any, service will be default, and actions are going to be okay. अगर किसी को कोई problem है, for example, why we have done this when what we have NAT, then why we have to create a security policy. तो इसका एक मैं conclusion I'll tell you. when we generate any traffic, there is a packet flow. Packet flow has 4 stages. First one is ingress. Second one is slow path. Third one is fast path. Fourth one is egress. तो ये आपकी 4 stages of the packet flow हुए हैं in Palo Alto. Ingress stage will be checking all your 6 tuple information, plus it will be generating a flow key. This flow key will be having 2 flows, client to server and server to client flow. Client to server flow is your actual flow, and server to client flow, which is your reverse flow, that will be your calculated by your 6 tuple information by reversing the order. So now in slow path, when you will be calculating your flows and once you will be having a flow key with you, so this flow key will be an integer positive number that will be between 1 to the session handling capacity of your firewall. For example, I am using VM50 right now. VM50 has the session handling capacity as 60,000. Okay. So if you are using VM100 firewall, so it will be 2,56,000 sessions. Any number between 1 to, right now I'm using VM50. So that means any number between 1 to 60,000 will be allotted to me. That will be the hash code of your 6 tuple information. Now, what is that 6 tuple information? Source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, protocol number, and your ingress zone. इन सबको मिला के इन पे एक हैश एल्गोरिदम रन किया जाएगा और वो नंबर आपको कोई एक रैंडम नंबर रेंज में से दिया जाएगा. For example, let's say we have a number as 11. Now your firewall will check, do I have number 11 as the session number entry in the session table existing or not? अगर है तो वो सोचेगा कि this is not a brand new traffic, this is an existing traffic. तो मतलब ये कोई subsequent packet है from your traffic. अगर आपका ये पैकेट फर्स्ट टाइम इस फ्लो की को कैलकुलेट कर रहा है, देन इट इज कॉल्ड अ ब्रांड न्यू ट्रैफिक. तो ये सबसे पहले आपका पैकेट है उस ट्रैफिक का. तो पहले ट्रैफिक का मतलब ये होता है, तो अब आपको इफ यू हैव आइडेंटिफाइड, योर फायरवॉल हैज आइडेंटिफाइड दिस इज अ ब्रांड न्यू ट्रैफिक, it will be entering into the second stage, that is called your slow path. Slow path में 3 चीजें चेक होनी है, routing, netting and security policy. राउटिंग का क्या कॉन्सेप्ट है, नेटिंग का क्या है एंड सिक्योरिटी का क्या है, क्विकली फटाफट किसी को पता है तो थोड़ा थोड़ा शेयर कर दो.
Layer 3 target, and that should match the RFC 1918 address citing, and that should also match the zone, I mean, like the policy to go out and to allow or to deny.
So yes,
The correct outbound interface will be decided by the routing, and whether the packet should be going out to a public or not, that should be decided by the NAT. And lastly, it will be decided whether the packet will be allowed or denied based on the security policy. I mean, whatever policy it is,
And-
matching port number, applications.
okay.
And
So
Samrat, it
case-
lies, sorry, ma'am, it lies in RFC 1918, as you mentioned, right? Like all together.
नहीं नहीं नहीं
No,
नहीं.
no. 1918 was only for the private IP address. I mean, I was
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
in
okay.
simpler terms, I tell you what he is trying to say. He is saying from stage number 2, we need these 3 things: routing, netting, and security policy. We need to have. Routing means when you were configuring, remember Ethernet 1 by 1, Ethernet 1 by 2, Ethernet 1 by 3. You have selected all are participating into something called virtual router, and the name of the virtual router is default.
Yep.
Yes or no? Everyone is
Yes.
participating here. तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि you can imagine there is a router, there are 3 interfaces connected to it: Ethernet 1 by 1, Ethernet 1 by 2, and Ethernet 1 by 3. Now this will automatically be the local and the connected interfaces of this router. So by default, you can send one packet from here to here. So this is okay. They are having the same routing table. That is the meaning of R here: routing, netting, and security policy. So if you want to be done with the first check, which is routing, so that means it must be all in your case, whatever your source zone, whatever your destination zone, that means Ethernet 1 by 2 and exit interfaces Ethernet 1 by 1, both must be participating into the same virtual router, जो कि है वो कर रहे हैं। तो फर्स्ट चेक आपका डन हो गया यहाँ पे, ठीक है, क्लियर।
यप मैम।
अब नेटिंग क्यों जरूरी है? नेटिंग यू नो वेरी वेल, बिकॉज सोर्स इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द प्राइवेट जोन एज पर RFC number 1918, he is saying you
एंड गोइंग
cannot
टू
go to
पब्लिक
internet,
या
you cannot go to
या
internet with this one, so you need to have the net, you have source net, आपने अप्लाई कर दिया है, so that will be
या मैम।
so now you are happy on the second check also. But what is the need of security policy now? So that was my question when I was about to create the security policy here. Security policy का मतलब ये है, netting में आपने you just changed your source port, source IP from private to public,
यप मैम।
which was actually the need of the hour. You have to do it. Now what has happened? You never said कि इंटरनेट पे आप करने क्या चाह रहे हो। अब ऐसा तो है नहीं है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू आर ट्राइंग टू बाय वन गन, ऐसा तो है नहीं
या
कि गन करोगे तो आप कह दो कि मैंने कोई बंदा मारना है, तो इट शुड नॉट बी गुड ना। सो यू शुड हैव अ
या
वैलिड रीजन व्हाई यू आर डूइंग दिस। सो योर सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी इज व्हाई फैक्टर of your data, whatever the traffic you are generating right now. So security policy is saying कि internet की जरूरत क्या है आपको, why you are using internet, so that thing you have to tell in the security policy. हमने कहा कि
Yeah.
traffic will come from LAN, will go to
It is something like if the security policy is not needed, then there is no need to use the firewall at all.
yes. So now LAN to WAN traffic is going. We said application. Now you know we have several applications on internet. Facebook application है, Google Chat है, Facebook Chat है, so many other applications we have, Google Calendar, so many, Zoom है, बहुत सारी MSRDP है, everything is application only. So we are saying any application from internet and your service may be HTTP or HTTPS, any web browsing, please enable it, including other services from the layer 7 also. Please let the candidate from LAN to WAN side with go with any of these things, so there is no restriction. अगर आप एप्लीकेशन पे MSRDP ही लिख दो तो इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? You are allowing your LAN user to use internet only for MSRDP as an application. ठीक है, इसका मतलब ये हो गया. But right now you said application is any, so that means full internet is available. So we have created this one. So you are done with this one. And now that is the reason I have a security policy now. So now let me quickly commit it. And the moment the commit will be over, now we will be keeping an eye on our PC also. This guy must be having the reply from internet. After that, once the moment your commit will be done. तो आपका commit जैसे ही वहां से complete होगा, logically you should have a reply from the from your Google server.
Two things here, Shubham. One is आपने वो जो number बोले थे ना, वो 2,56,000. It sounds to me like maximum number of concurrent connections that this firewall can allow.
Yes. हाँ, not connections. The valid
Sessions?
decision taken care by your firewall जो कि policy को match हुए हैं वो.
That's what. So can't we call them as concurrent sessions? I mean,
Session. हाँ, session handling capacity है.
like correct. Because in ASA, I remember we used to have a command called show connections, and that would show us the number of concurrent sessions, whether they are alive or going to die or on the creating. That's one thing. Second thing is, this entire thing, whatever you have explained, that also reminds me something called state table. So, a
Yes.
stateful firewall and state table. So then, since this is a stateful firewall, so it will have a state record
Hmm.
of whatever is going out and whatever is coming in. If the inbound traffic is matching with the last outbound traffic, so that should be allowed in.
Yeah, because it is matching the same policy then there will be no.
Exactly, that's matching the
We
same.
don't need.
Yes. So
Okay.
that's why we call them as a stateful firewall. Yeah.
Yes. So now you see reply is coming from internet and we have our commit also done. So that means internet is working on our PC. Just because you were not having source net as well as your security policy, अगर इन तीनों में से routing, netting, security policy में से कोई एक भी चीज आपके पास नहीं है तो इंटरनेट नहीं चलेगा. That means if somebody is saying I have my security policy also, I have my netting also, but still my internet is not working. So it might be the reason. Sometimes there are very minute changes. इट इज वेरी वेरी पॉसिबल कि ईथरनेट 1/2 पे किसी ने वर्चुअल राउटर जो है वो या तो ऐसे सिलेक्ट ही ना किया हो या फिर कोई डिफरेंट सिलेक्ट कर लिया हो, दैट माइट बी द रीजन. So that could be possible. Okay. So now this is done. So this is your lab number 2, I guess, whatever we have enlisted. And now lab number 3. What is the lab number 3? Let me go through it. Your lab number 3 is going to be okay, layer 2 deployment right now I'm leaving. It will be done in the next session because layer 2 is quite complicated and we will be not able to do layer 3, your lab 3. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to proceed with your user accounts and URL filtering and app ID maybe. So, and after that we will be wrapping up. So first of all, we have to create your user accounts. User accounts are like this. Right now I am logged in as admin. If you see very bottom at your bottom corner of your left bottom corner, you will see, you can see the name that you are logging into your firewall with. So I'm logged in as admin. I have to check how many other administrators or how many other users of the firewalls I do have. I need to go to the administrator under the device tab. So now you see I am admin, and I do have the role as super user. So super user, there are two kind of categories. This one, whatever you are able to see the role, we have two broadly categories of, first of all, category of the users. So these categories are called dynamic users and your role-based users. Dynamic category includes super user read-only. We have device admin and device admin read-only. So we have 4 categories. Role-based, there is no super user, there is no device admin, but you can actually make it very, very customized in nature. For example, I have one trainee under working me, and now I want just to showcase only monitor tab to that guy. I want that guy must be able to see only the monitor tab. Rest of the tabs are either disable or read only for him. So that's what the role based. So here nobody is super user, nothing. But super user क्या होता है? Super user had the full access to, in order to configure your firewall with respect to management plane as well as your data plane. If you are able to see the number of users who can use the firewall right now, so this is management plane aspect. That means you can add, super user can add any other user. Super user can see any other user. Super user can delete any other user. So that is basically related to your management plane. So that is the power of super user. What super user can do with the data plane? Interface configuration, interface change in any kind of configuration, security policy, NAT policy, any other policy, IPsec tunnels, anything. So super user can do anything, whatever they want. Super user read only का मतलब क्या हुआ? You will be able to see the list of other users. You will be able to see the list of your data plane, but you will not be able to perform anything. No commit will be glowing out for you. So that is your read only. Common sensical पता है कि read only है तो ऐसा ही होगा. Device admin में क्या होता है? Device admin DD. D stands for device admin. D stands for data plane. Now you have to understand, device admin is a kind of user. There you do not have any access to management plane. अब management plane का मतलब ये है कि I cannot, device admin can, I will be changing the color for device admin. I cannot add any user. I cannot even see other users and I cannot delete any other user. जब आप देख ही नहीं सकते तो आप delete कहाँ से करोगे? तो device admin, what it can do, I will only be able to see myself. That's all. Now, device admin has the full access to data plane. I can create any policy. I can delete any policy. I can configure the interface. I can configure other things. But there are few exceptions under the VLANs. डिवाइस एडमिन पे कुछ रिस्ट्रिक्शंस हैं वीलैंस को लेके, वो आप जब शायद ट्रेनिंग में थे तो आपको मैंने बताई होंगी, तो वो कुछ रिस्ट्रिक्शंस हैं, अदरवाइज फुल एक्सेस है आपको डेटा प्लेन का. अगर आप डिवाइस एडमिन को भी रीड ओनली बना दोगे तो मतलब आप कुछ भी नहीं कर पाओगे. मैनेजमेंट प्लेन का तो आप वैसे ही आपके पास एक्सेस नहीं था, उसका तो रीड ओनली भी भूल जाओ. Data plane, now you are not able to see anything on the data plane also. Yeah, I mean, do change in the data plane also. Now you can only just see what is happening on the network tab or device tab or the policy tab. Otherwise, device admin का इससे ज़्यादा role नहीं है. So quickly we will have some users now, and we will see. I'll create, because I'm logged in as super user, I have the power. I can actually create other user. So I will say user number 1, and there is a password needed. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. तो अब आपके पास दो कैटेगरी हैं, डायनेमिक और रोल बेस्ड. फर्स्ट वी आर वर्किंग ऑन डायनेमिक कैटेगरी. तो मैं यूजर 1 को, एडमिन तो हमारा यूजर सुपर यूजर है ही, आई विल बी चेंजिंग द कैटेगरी फ्रॉम सुपर यूजर टू सुपर यूजर रीड ओनली, and then I will be saying okay. Okay, now I will be creating another user that is called user number 2, and this guy is going to be so this fellow is going to be my device administrator, and now I'm going to say okay. User number 3, I'm going to say this is user 3, and this guy is going to be so this is going to be my device administrator read-only account. So now we have to say okay. So you are done. And now there is one more thing. PanOS 9 point something something. You did not need to commit when you were logged in as a super user and you were creating certain kind of user accounts. PanOS 9, I'm saying. Now from PanOS 10 onwards, even if you are making anything related to the management plane, you definitely have to commit. Otherwise, your changes, whatever you are done, you will not be able to log in with the user 1 क्योंकि वो identify ही नहीं होगा. Firewall will not be able to identify. But PanOS number 9, हाँ, ये हो जाएगा. अगर आप ना भी commit करोगे तो भी चलेगा, because that will come under your auto commit category. There are total 18 categories of commit. उनमें से एक है auto commit. ठीक है, तो ये हो जाएगा. अब आपको commit करना ही पड़ेगा, because why? You are working on which PanOS right now? If you will be able to see, it is a 10.2.4 right now, you see. So you have to commit here. तो यहाँ पे हमने commit करना है. Now we will be keep on changing those users, and you will be able to see what will be the effect of those users. I believe we will only be seeing the users account only. Otherwise, it is going to be too late. Joban, you do one thing. Please copy and paste those list of labs that I have shared in the Zoom chat to our WhatsApp group.
Ma'am, I already did in the Word file. I will paste in the group. No problem.
You just need to save this listing, because sometime even I myself also I will forget.
I will save it on desktop. No problem.
Thank you. So your commit is done now. So we have to log out. And we are admin. We know very well we can do anything. We have created these users. So whatever the users are there, I can already see them list. Now I need to log out. I'll be creating the session with my other user. So that is user number 1. This is my first user. Password was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we have to say okay. So which daemon is working behind your authenticating you? Authentication daemon, auth D.
Auth D, yeah, ma'am.
So now you are into super user read only account. You know very well, user 1 was a read only category. And now because you are read only category, even if you will be trying to make any changes, you see, first of all, you are here, you logged in as user 1. User 1 is read only category. I cannot add anything. If I want to delete it, I cannot delete it also. Also, if I want to go to network tab and I want to come here on Ethernet 1 by 1, So this guy is also be read only for me, so that I cannot do anything here. I cannot make any changes, and the commit will also be not, because you are the read only user. So that is super user read only, but you can see everything. At least you can see the list of other users. That is because you are basically the super user type. Super user can only see the list of other users. Device admin will never be able to see the list of other users. So now we have to check with your user number 2. Again, I'm going to log out. So I have to log in as again back as user number 2. And here I have to say password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now I have to say okay. So this is my device administrator category. Device admin has the full access to data plane, but nothing on your management plane. Remember that. So that means I can go to the device tab. Now you see I cannot see the list of other users. First of all, I can see only myself. That is the reason add and delete, it's meaningless for me right now. I cannot add anyone. I cannot delete anyone. If I'm going to the network tab, can I make any changes to this guy? Yes, it is okay. I can make any changes. Or can I go to policies tab? Can I create any policy? हाँ, मैं कर सकती हूँ. यहाँ पे मैं कोई policy create कर सकती हूँ. कोई policy existing change भी कर सकती हूँ. So that is device administrator. So the third, fourth, and the last check is our device administrator with read only. So that is user number 3 with the password as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I have to say login. So here I am into device administrator read-only account. Now you see, I know I am read-only. And now the same thing, you will not be able to commit, you will not be able to make any changes to data plane because of your read-only behave. You see, this is read-only for you, okay? And by the way, let me share one thing very quickly with all of you. I want people who are here, please just leave one hi on my another number that I'm giving you, because I need to remember. So I will be creating one group, and tomorrow I will be sharing, or the next session will be shared with all of you. So the number, the one that I want to share with you, it's a 70 Indian number 0091. It is 7019847. This is the number. You please, all of you, you need to send me hello on this number on WhatsApp, so that I will be creating one WhatsApp group. So this is just extra thing that I got remember. Whosoever wants to go for this next session, so I will be creating all of you into one group.
अपने number share किए इधर?
You have my all number. You need
Oh,
to-
I have your only the other
Right.
one, like 84 number.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
I'll be
Right.
sharing with you separately. Okay, so we are done with your user account first of all. Now the user, when any user is logging into firewall, so firewall will be basically placing doing some certain of kind of checks. So firewall, when you give admin and password, whatever your username and password is, firewall's first check is कि कोई authentication profile यहाँ link है कि नहीं है, yes or no. अगर कोई authentication profile है, then you have to open that authentication file. Authentication profile will be further considering, and it will be having into one very important profile which is called server profile, for example LDAP profile. ठीक है, तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि in case if you have authentication, तो you will end up at finding out your user, where is the user in LDAP. तो मतलब आप AD तक पहुंच जाओगे. If you are saying there is no authentication profile, so that means your username and password, they both are created on the firewall only. In my case, right now, I have created user 1, user 2, user 3. All are the local administrators. So these are the local administrators. So if I will be logging back at administrator, you will be able to see these all things now. So I will be seeing my password, A capital, admin.
Ma'am, after super user, if you have to create one user with all privileges which you can copy from super user to admin user, so what would be that username? Like अगर similar kind of like privilege access आपने देना हो as a super user,
बस
थोड़ा
सुपर
बहुत
यूजर
difference हो
पे
सकता है.
सुपर यूजर या फिर रोल बेस्ड पे बनाओगे तो रोल बेस्ड बेसिकली क्या होता है कि यू विल क्रिएट अ रोल बेस्ड प्रोफाइल एंड रोल बेस्ड प्रोफाइल विल फर्दर अलाउ यू टू वर्क ऑन दीज थिंग्स कि कौन सी टैब विजिबल करनी है, कौन सी टैब विजिबल नहीं करनी है। बट अदरवाइज कैटेगरी वाइज अगर सुपर यूजर जैसा कोई रखना है तो सुपर यूजर ही है, कैटेगरी वही रखेंगे हम।
Okay. Okay, understood. Because in most organization we have a one root user which is called super user, right? And another local user which is called like a admin user, right?
Hmm. So that is administration purpose. Okay. And now
Mm-hmm.
let's say we have other category, it is called role based. And the one that I was explaining you to have the role of your Active Directory. Active Directory में के लिए आप अभी तक हमने authentication profile नहीं create किया था. So we did not create any authentication profile. But when we will be working on AD server, but that time you have to have this authentication profile. तो ये होना जरूरी होता है. तो ये आप AD के टाइम बनाओगे. I hope it will be done in the next session, but I will be trying to quickly cover your role-based profile now. So that first we will create first role-based user. So I will say RB1, which is role-based user number 1. So it is also a local user. Password is same 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and the same password is here. And then you have to say this is my role-based. We have 3 already predefined category from your PanOS: audit, crypto, and security admin. You can always link particular user and then you will log in with that. You will understand what is the meaning of this. But how to create such type of profiles, that is the major question here. So that I'll tell you. You have to create a new admin profile, admin role profile. So that I will say custom profile, custom role. Okay, so here if I want to say this dashboard as a full tab, you see, I will be working on the tabs only. So it will be asking me कि आपको क्या चीज read enable करनी है. Enable means full access देना है. कौन सी चीज read only करनी है या कौन सी चीज दिखने से भी हटा देनी है, that is disable. तो I don't want this guy RB1 should not be able to see anything else other than the monitor tab. ठीक है, या फिर डैशबोर्ड इसको रख के बाकी सब हटा दो. तो let's say I'm just going to disable everything. आप further decision भी ले सकते हो. For example, under operations, you can go for this or this. So you can do anything. कोई validate नहीं, कोई privacy नहीं, validate का option भी नहीं आएगा, saving का नहीं आएगा, commit will not be able to see, task नहीं देखेंगे. So this is overall whatever you are able to see on the screen. तो हमने सारा बंद कर दिया, सिर्फ डैशबोर्ड बचा के रखा है इसके लिए. And now
It's a next level customization.
it's next level. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have to commit now. If you will be clicking once, you will be enabling it. And if it is already enabled, you can see the green tick. If you will be clicking on here, you will be basically making it disable. But if there are certain kind of further, sub options that you want to work on, कुछ options आपको 3 clicks देंगी. First click is already enabled. Second click will make it read only. Third one will be disabled. The concept is same. You can apply the same thing. But now I'll be showing you the RB user, how it will be working. Okay, so I'm just going to log out from here. We need to log in as RB user 1. It is RB1. Now I have to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now let's say अब आपके पास कुछ नहीं है, यू डू नॉट हैव टास्क, यू डू नॉट हैव एनीथिंग, सिर्फ एक डैशबोर्ड है, इसे देख लेना. That is your role based. So this is how we normally go with the role based users. Okay. And now I'm going to log out again, and we have to log in back as admin
Admin.
and a capital admin at 123. अब हमारा नेक्स्ट लैब में हम क्विकली URL filtering and app ID अप्लाई करेंगे, and after that we'll be wrapping up. So now in in URL filtering, we have to block certain kind of URLs that we want it should not be accessible to the land side or wherever you are saying you have the target audience. So what we need to go for, simply doing your traffic, you know very well, the direction you know very well. We have something called land to WAN policy. We say everything will be allowed, but whenever you are matching the traffic with this policy, whenever this policy is enforced to the traffic, only please I will make one profile here which is called my URL filtering profile. तो इस पे खास ध्यान दे देना. आप अपनी फायरवॉल को बोलना चाहते हो कि यहाँ पे एक एक्स्ट्रा प्रोफाइल लगी होगी, जब ये पॉलिसी हिट होगी तो प्लीज इसको कंसिडर जरूर करो कि क्या इसमें से कोई यूआरएल जो मैंने ब्लैकलिस्ट किए हैं, कोई यूजर वो तो नहीं ओपन कर रहा. अगर वो नहीं है तो बाकी चीज आप खोलो. जो चीज अगर इसमें कोई मेंशन है तो उसे प्लीज एज पर द एक्शन उसे ट्रीट करो. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड योर यूआरएल फिल्टरिंग. URL filtering के लिए we will be going to the object tab. First you have to create the URL category. Let's say I have to block your cisco.com. पर पहले हम चेक करेंगे कि Cisco without applying URL filtering Cisco काम करती है कि नहीं करती. I'm going to Chrome. This is my LAN site. So I will be saying cisco.com.
Cisco.com.
तो cisco.com आपकी चल रही है. For the time being it is working and I want to block it. So what I'll be doing, I have to create a category. So first of all, and by the way, when there are two things, category अलग चीज है, URL filtering profile अलग चीज है. You will start with a very small object called category. उस category में it will be including your URL. तो आप URL अपना category wise लिखते हो, and after that you will create URL filtering profile and then you will block or allow your category whatever you have allowed. So normally it is very recommended, please give the name of your categories as per the username, the URL names, whatever you want to block them, because you will only be able to see this name as a category name under the profile, not anything else. So do not give any other generic names. So go for the profile category, whatever you want to block. So I want to basically block here, it must be URL list, not your category selection. नहीं होना चाहिए, URL list होना चाहिए. And you have to check what is the URL. It is HTTPS नहीं लिखना है URL category में, only it will be starting with www.cisco.com. exact यही लिखना है आपको, www.cisco.com. तो ये मैच होना चाहिए. तो ये डन है. अब आप इसे ओके करो. Now you have to create a URL filtering profile. अब इस पे आप ऐड करो. And now you need to say this is my blocking, block Cisco. And now you have to have this category. All the custom categories will be appearing on the top. Here you will have the access. तो आप इसे block कर दो. Once you will be blocking your site, it will automatically be blocking your user credentials also. So अगर आप यहाँ पे block कर दोगे तो इसको आप click करोगे तो automatically block हो जाएगा. So that means nothing is working on this one. And now you have to say okay. तो आपने block कर दी. अब आपका यही profile जो है, okay, it's not block, it's block. Okay. So now we have to go back to your policy. You are done. अगर आपको in case if you want to block multiple categories, multiple URLs, make sure agar for example next URL that you want to block it is amazon.com, and you first see so here is the logic. One is a cisco.com, another one is Amazon. Obviously Amazon's right URL, you will be picking it up and you will be creating into the category. Now you basically have to create two categories. First name will be Cisco, another one will be Amazon, so that you can easily see on the URL filtering profile and you can take the further actions. But in case if you are saying why not single category, उसी में आप Cisco लिख दो, उसी में आप Amazon लिख दो, it is not recommended by your PanOS and your Palo Alto team. Reason is every URL belonging to a URL category. So this category is basically computer and networks and internet work. So this category is a shopping, online shopping category. So once they have their different categories, please do not customize them into single custom category. So this is not recommended. हाँ, अगर आप फ्लिपकार्ट करना चाहते हो और you can go for eBay and all, then you can create all of them into single custom category and then you can take the action. But otherwise, two different URLs coming from different categories are not strongly recommended. So you should not do it. Okay, so time to go for this linking. We have to open the security policy, go to the actions. Now under the action, there is profile settings. You have to click on profiles. Now pick your URL filtering, which is block Cisco, and then you have to say okay. Now you need to commit. So you have to just commit and you will be able to see whatever we were able to run on cisco.com, and I should not be able to do now after this action. So we have to, let's say, better we try with incognito for the quick results.
Ma'am, if we want to block a specific word over the internet with the help of URL filtering, is there
That
any kind
is
of a customization?
data
Specific word,
blocking. Then you have to go for data blocking.
data or content blocking,
Hmm.
maybe, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
So this is okay. And now we have to check, am I have to open www.cisco.com. Sometime it may take some time also in the beginning, but now you see in the Cognito window, it is a good way to check, because in Chrome sometimes it will take some time. Now you see it is not open, but any other thing is opening. For example, Amazon, if you will say, it will be open, it will be working. And similarly, now if I go back here and if I remove the profile, cisco.com should be back working. So if I select none there and I say okay, I have URL filtering profile, but I did not apply that profile to security policy. So that is the main thing. प्रोफाइल होने से कुछ नहीं हो जाएगा, उसे सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी में लिंक करना जरूरी है, तभी वो उसका एक्शन आएगा, नहीं तो नहीं आएगा. तो अभी आपने क्या किया, ये हम यहाँ से हटा देते हैं, एक बार फिर से चेक करेंगे once the commit is over. So as per this commit, your Cisco will be back opening on your device.
Device, any application, any service.
मैम जैसे अमेजोन और फ्लिपकार्ट को दोनों को इकट्ठे ब्लॉक करना हो तो कैटेगरी सेम बनेगी, अलग अलग बनेगी?
अलग अलग, क्योंकि दोनों की कैटेगरी अलग है. अमेजन की शॉपिंग है. अच्छा फ्लिपकार्ट बोला ना, फ्लिपकार्ट को तो
दोनों, हाँ
दोनों,
दोनों की.
हाँ दोनों सेम में आ जाएंगे, उनकी कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, कैटेगरी सेम है वो. अब यहाँ पे cisco.com हम लगाएंगे, तो सिस्को ओपन होना चाहिए.
और जब प्रोफाइल उसकी बनाएंगे तो प्रोफाइल में कैसे लिखेंगे उसको? दोनों एक ही यूआरएल उसी में आ जाएगा?
हाँ, जैसे आप हम ऑब्जेक्ट्स में जाते हैं, तो आपकी कैटेगरी में जाओ, तो हम यहाँ पे आए, जैसे आपको मैंने यहाँ पे अमेजन कर दिया. अमेजन का हमें यूआरएल पता होना चाहिए बस, जो राइट यूआरएल हमने ब्लॉक करना है. कुछ उल्टा पुल्टा ना लिखा हो, नहीं तो फिर वो कुछ और ही ब्लॉक हो जाएगा, क्योंकि कई बार ज्यादातर होते हैं ना, जैसे मैं कर रही हूँ www.amazon.in, डॉट इन ही ब्लॉक होगा, .com या .us UK का हम गारंटी नहीं ले सकते, तो इसलिए जो चीज आप यहाँ ब्लॉक कर दोगे वो हो जाएगी। तो मैं यहाँ पे ऐसा करके amazon.in वो मैंने कर दी। सिमिलरली आई हैव टू चेक फ्लिपकार्ट। तो जो भी फ्लिपकार्ट का URL है वो flipkart.com है, तो हम यहाँ पे ऐड करेंगे, क्योंकि दोनों की कैटेगरी सेम है, शॉपिंग है, ठीक है। तो हम यहाँ पे फ्लिपकार्ट लिख देंगे
डॉट फ्लिप
www.flipkart.com, यही है आई थिंक शायद। तो मैं यहाँ पे अमेजन एंड फ्लिपकार्ट लिख रही हूँ। अभी दोनों को ओके कर दिया, और यहाँ पे आप जाओ URL फिल्टरिंग में और इसी को ही अपडेट कर दो। ये अमेजन एंड फ्लिपकार्ट आ गई। अब इस पे आप एक्शन लोगे, मैंने ब्लॉक करनी है दोनों। अब यहाँ पे ऐसे कर दो और इसी को कमिट कर दो,
ठीक है मैम, गॉट
ठीक है, बस ऐसे कर देना, वो हो जाएगा।
इट।
तो दिस इज योर URL फिल्टरिंग, ठीक है। अभी नेक्स्ट थिंग इज योर ऐप आईडी। ऐप आईडी के बाद हम आपका सेशन रैप अप करेंगे। जस्ट लेट मी फिनिश दिस कमिट, उसके बाद ऐप आईडी करते हैं। तो नेक्स्ट सेशन जो आपका होगा दैट इज गोइंग टू बी, फर्स्ट थिंग विल बी ऑन एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी और डीनेट होगा, जो कि ज़्यादा चांसेस हैं। और आपके दोनों VPNs आई बी कवरिंग, विच इज़ योर IPsec एंड SSL, वो ज़रूरी है थोड़ा सा। एंड इफ एनीवन विल बी इंटरेस्टेड यू कैन प्लीज ज्वाइन। तो अभी ये फिनिश करूँगी। ठीक है,
मैम
ऐसे ही
ये
आप,
वीडियो आज अपलोड करोगे ना?
आई विल बी, हाँ, ऑन योर ड्राइव ऑल ऑफ यू, हाँ मैं कर दूंगी आपके उस पे, ड्राइव पे।
दिस इज गोना बी बेस्ट वीडियो।
एक और बेस्ट करेंगे मे बी बाकी लैब्स की भी। अच्छा, now let's say we are done with the checking and all, so we have to apply app id। अब app id क्या चीज होती है, you know very well। कुछ URLs ऐसी हैं, जैसे हमने किया amazon कर दिया या फिर सिस्को कर दिया, इनफैक्ट amazon को भी मैं कैटेगराइज यहाँ नहीं करूंगी, सिस्को कर दिया, या फिर कोई ऐसी वेबसाइट जो कि स्टैंड अलोन होती है, इसे बोलते हैं स्टैंड अलोन URL। तो एक URLs होते हैं जिसे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड हम बोलते हैं। डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड में एक गूगल का एग्जांपल आप लेके चल सकते हो। गूगल में आपके गूगल डॉक्स हैं, गूगल शीट है, गूगल कॉन्टैक्ट्स हैं, गूगल ड्राइव है, गूगल मैप्स हैं, गूगल चैट है, बहुत कुछ है। तो ये क्या है कि जब आप कोई भी ट्रैफिक, whenever you are generating any kind of traffic you always are given with one source port। तो जो आपका सोर्स पोर्ट होता है, इवन इफ यू आर शिफ्टिंग फ्रॉम द वेब ब्राउजर, ब्राउजर की बात हो रही है, पोर्ट नंबर 443 की बात हो रही है, व्हेन यू आर शिफ्टिंग फ्रॉम गूगल, इसे बोलते हैं गूगल बेस इन टेक्निकल टर्म। गूगल बेस से अगर आप गूगल डॉक पे आओगे, गूगल चैट पे जाओगे, गूगल शीट पे जाओगे, तो बेसिकली योर सोर्स पोर्ट विल ऑलवेज बी लिंकिंग टू योर गूगल बेस ओनली। तो व्हाट विल हैपन नाउ, आई वांट, ऐप आईडी क्या करता है कि आपका ये शिफ्ट डिटेक्ट करता है। Palo Alto की जो डिफॉल्ट एप्लीकेशन है वो SSL है, वेब ब्राउजिंग की। तो जब whenever you are trying to open any web page it is shifting to एनी वेबसाइट। जैसे मैंने गूगल ओपन किया तो SSL टू गूगल बेस पे चला गया वो। तो गूगल बेस से अगर आप गूगल चैट पे जाते हो तो वो यही शिफ्ट फिर गूगल चैट पे चले गई। सो दिस काइंड ऑफ शिफ्ट्स आर ओनली एंड ओनली डिटेक्टेबल बाय योर नेक्स्ट जनरेशन फायरवॉल्स। तो उनमें से हमारी Palo Alto भी एक नेक्स्ट जनरेशन फायरवॉल है। इसी कॉन्सेप्ट को आप ऐप आईडी इंजन बोलते हो। The way it is actually being detected, it is done through your app id engine। तो next generation is a name which is actually saying your Palo Alto, Palo Alto is able to do three things: user id, app id and CTD। ठीक है, यूजर आईडी अभी आप कवर करोगे सो दैट यू कैन टेक द डिसीजन बेस्ड अपॉन द यूजर, नॉट ऑन योर लेयर 3 एंड लेयर 4। ऐप आईडी आपको पता चल गया कि ये होती है। CTD इंजन आपका जो आपने जस्ट अभी अप्लाई किया, URL फिल्टरिंग होगी, डेटा ब्लॉकिंग होगी, फाइल ब्लॉकिंग होगी, ऐसी चीजें करना, वो CTD इंजन होता है। सो देर आर थ्री एक्चुअली चिपसेट विच इज वर्किंग बिहाइंड why your firewall is being called as a next generation firewall on the Palo Alto side I'm saying। तो ये चीज है। अभी आप ऐप आईडी पे काम करोगे, CTD यू आर डन विद दिस वन। तो ऐप आईडी आपका, हम क्या करेंगे, वी विल बी अलाउइंग आवर लैन यूजर्स, दे कैन सर्च एनीथिंग ऑन गूगल बेस, बट दे शुड नॉट बी ओपनिंग गूगल मैप्स। ये नहीं होना चाहिए, ठीक है। तो उससे पहले हम एक बार चेक करेंगे। एंड मीन वाइल फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई हैव टू रिमूव दिस URL फिल्टरिंग ऑल्सो। तो मैं नहीं चाहती कि काफ़ी चीज़ें बीच में मिक्स हों। इट इज़ नॉट अ नीड कि URL filtering must be removed in order to apply app ID, ऐसा नहीं है कुछ भी। Just because right now I don't want, so that is the reason I am making sure it is none here. So I'm just saying मुझे नहीं चाहिए ये, so that is all. अभी आपको क्या करना है, we want our LAN users, जैसे मैं LAN पे गई और मैंने गूगल ओपन किया, अभी हमारा गूगल ओपन हो रहा है, तो मैप्स भी हमारा चल रहा है। तो ये एक ऐप शिफ्ट हुई है, तो उस ऐप शिफ्ट को आपकी फायरवॉल ने डिटेक्ट किया है और ये सारा कुछ यहाँ पे चल रहा है, ठीक है। अब आपको क्या करना है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल वी आर एक्चुअली गोइंग टू रिमूव दिस वन। सो फर्स्ट थिंग इज आई एम सेइंग लैंड टू वैन वाली पॉलिसी में मैंने क्या किया है, ये जो एप्लीकेशन वाला सेक्शन है ये आपका ऐप आईडी है। ऐप आईडी विल नेवर बी अप्लाइड ऑन एनी काइंड ऑफ एक्स्ट्रा थिंग्स, जस्ट लाइक योर URL कैटेगरी आपने अलग से बनाई, URL फिल्टरिंग अलग से बनाई। ऐप आईडी में ऐसा करने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है। यू हैव टू कम टू द पॉलिसी डायरेक्टली एंड यू हैव टू गिव योर पैरामीटर्स हियर एप्लीकेशंस। तो मैंने एप्लीकेशंस कौन सी ब्लॉक कौन सी करनी है, गूगल चैट, सॉरी गूगल मैप्स करने हैं। तो मैंने गूगल मैप कर दिया। अब उसने बोला है कि गूगल मैप इज बेसिकली डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर गूगल बेस, क्या इस पे भी कोई एक्शन लेना है कि नहीं। गूगल बेस मुझे अलाउ करना है, गूगल मैप को ही मैंने ब्लॉक करना है, तो मेरा एक्शन आ गया यहाँ पे ब्लॉक। अच्छा, दूसरी चीज ये है कि कल को फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू आर ट्राइंग टू इम्प्लीमेंट URL फिल्टरिंग, डेटा ब्लॉकिंग, फाइल ब्लॉकिंग, इनमें से कोई भी प्रोफाइल जो आपको दिख रही है यहाँ पे, ये यहाँ पे, in case if you want to apply any of these profiles, make sure your security policies action is allowed. अगर यहाँ पे आप डिनाई कर दोगे तो कभी भी आपका जो CTD engine है, इसे CTD engine बोला जाता है, this will never be triggered. तो in order to have your profiles let it be they are blocked, जो भी आपने डिसीजन लिया हुआ है, that will be only and only taken into consideration if your action is allowed. किसका एक्शन, सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी का एक्शन अलाउड होना जरूरी है। तो अभी हम ऐप आईडी पे चलते हैं। ऐप आईडी का मैंने बोला डिनाई कर दो, तो ये हो गया। तो इसे हम दोबारा से रीड करते हैं। माई ट्रैफिक इज कमिंग फ्रॉम लैन गोइंग टू वैन, गूगल मैप की जब बात आई तो उसे डिनाई कर दो, ये मेरी पॉलिसी हो गई, ठीक है। तो अब आपकी फायरवॉल ने क्या किया, फायरवॉल इसे ऐसे समझी, ये आपकी फायरवॉल है, ये आपका लैन है, ये आपका वैन है। फायरवॉल ने कहा कि ये मेरे पास एक पॉलिसी है, ट्रैफिक यहाँ से आएगा, इट विल बी गोइंग आउट ऑफ फ्रॉम दिस इथरनेट 1 by 1 एग्जिट एज ए एग्जिट इंटरफेस। तो दिस पॉलिसी इज ओनली एंड ओनली अबाउट व्हाट, गूगल मैप्स की है। तो फायरवॉल विल ओनली बी हंग्री फॉर एनीथिंग विच इज गूगल मैप्स। अगर आपने cisco.com ओपन करनी है, amazon.com ओपन करनी है, तो फायरवॉल को तो पता ही नहीं उसका क्या करना है। फायरवॉल को इतना पता है कि भाई जब गूगल मैप्स के बारे में कोई चीज आएगी तब जाके मैंने ये डिसीजन लेना है, बाकी का मुझे नहीं पता क्या करना है। सो इन दिस केस इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट when you are working on app ID, so please create one another policy so that you can allow the other traffic also. Otherwise, because you have denied everything from LAN to WAN, including Google Maps also, it will be blocking every other traffic because you never mentioned other than Google Maps what will happen to the other traffic. तो आपको क्या करना है, यहाँ पे इसे we will be cloning this one, तो सेम पॉलिसी होनी चाहिए, बट मुझे इस पे एक्शन अदर्स का चाहिए। सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल अदर्स, मैंने अदर्स के लिए ये पॉलिसी बना दी, यहाँ से मैंने इसे हटा दिया और बाकी ये एक्शन मेरा अलाउ कर दिया।
मैम
This
हम
is
एक में ही नहीं कर सकते, जैसे कि
एक
गूगल
में,
मैप को डिनाई कर दें, एक्सेप्ट गूगल मैप अदर ट्रैफिक शुड बी अलाउड विद द सेम हेल्प ऑफ सेम पॉलिसी, एक में ही।
पॉलिसी में एक्शन तो एक ही होगा, या तो अलाउ होगा या डिनाई होगा, तो आप दोनों
ओके।
एक्शन नहीं ले सकते ना, एक ही
हाँ
एक्शन
जी, हाँ
होगा।
जी।
तो ठीक है, अब आपने क्या किया, यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल. All the deny rules will be coming on the top, rest of the rules will be coming at the bottom end. तो अब आपको ये हो गया, ये आपका ऐप आईडी इम्प्लीमेंट हो गया. अब आपको यहाँ पे कमिट करना है. तो सिमिलरली नाउ यू विल बी चेकिंग द सेम थिंग ऑन योर Berlin PC. ओके, तो ये आपका हो गया ऐप आईडी. अब हमें चेक करना है, टाइम टू गो फॉर हियर. सो आई नीड टू गो टू गूगल. तो गूगल पे मैं कुछ और चेक कर रही हूँ, गूगल न्यूज़ चल रही है मेरी, ठीक है, शॉपिंग चल रही है. बट नाउ आई वांट टू चेक मैप्स. तो मैप नहीं चल रहा. ठीक है, तो उसका कारण यही है क्योंकि आपने ऐप आईडी अप्लाई कर दिया हुआ. तो दिस इज हाउ इट इज़ वर्किंग. तो आपको जब भी अगर मैं कुछ और चेक करना है, फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से मैंने सर्च करना है कुछ, इफ आई एम सर्चिंग Palo Alto पैकेट फ्लो, पैकेट सीक्वेंस, तो वो यहाँ चलेगा, वो सब कुछ चल रहा है. बस जब आप गूगल मैप पे आओगे तभी वो चीज़ नहीं चलेगी. ठीक है, ये चल रहा है, इट्स ऑलरेडी वर्किंग, यू आर गेटिंग. तो इसे मैं वापस करूंगी, फिर से हम एक बार चेक करेंगे कि मैप्स चल रहा है तो नहीं चल रहा. सो दिस इज हाउ द ऐप आईडी विल वर्क. ठीक है, तो ये आपका ऐप आईडी इंजन हो गया. अभी what you have to do whenever you are doing any site of configuration. So right now I have used a few components of this one. I used my LAN PC, I used this one, and I used internet. Next session I have to use this guy also, I have to use this guy also, I have to use this guy also, and third maybe subsequent session will be on Panorama. So this is what the plan is. I usually sometimes a bit occupied, but I'll try to fix some time. Maybe tomorrow I'll see. And you have to do your labs in such a way that whatever the lab you are doing, meanwhile you have to keep on testing. If your test is giving you the result, then we are good. If you have still any single doubt, then you can always go back and check where is the issue. So that because these are the fundamentals. So this is your Palo Alto firewalls fundamental. If you will not be able to do it, then it will be a great problem. Now because from PC NSE people are moving towards SD-WAN. SD-WAN is
Yeah.
all about your routing and your IPsec. सो दीज टू थिंग्स अगर आपको नहीं आती हैं तो SD-WAN आपको हमेशा डराएगा ही. सो इसलिए प्लीज हैव अ वेरी गुड होल्ड ऑन योर फंडामेंटल्स so that you can move ahead confidently. Okay, so that was all. And now if you have any question, please do let me know. And I have mentioned my number in the Zoom chat, so please just send one hello on this one so that I can create one group. So next meeting invite I will be sharing to this group first of all. Rest of them, yes, I will be definitely sending, but will make sure that you will be receiving in the very beginning. All right.
मैम वन क्वेश्चन सॉरी.
Mm-hmm.
जब आपने CTT इंजन में वो चीजें अप्लाई करी गूगल मैप को ब्लॉक करने के लिए, देयर वाज अ वन वर्ड व्हिच इज कॉल्ड वाइल्ड फायर. व्हाट इज दैट?
Wildfire, it is like, for example, there are certain kind of applications which you will not be able to find under the database of security policy. जो
हम्म.
कुछ applications ऐसी होंगी, you will not be able to recognize where they are coming from. So you are handing over that to Wildfire. So it is AI engine of your Palo Alto that will be finding out where this application has come from.
Okay, that is called AI engine. Okay,
It's AI
okay.
power of your, it's called 0-day production, 0-day architecture of your Palo Alto.
And it will detect by itself with the help of AI to
Hmm.
block them, right?
Within few seconds only, yes.
Okay, wildfire. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. That was my question.
Okay.
Please upload this video.
Sure. Abhishek, so I was doing in this your lab, so you stay like this only, and we will be continuing the other labs also, maybe tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. We'll be notifying you the next session, and you are again most welcome to join. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for everyone
Thank
being here.
you.
Thank you.
All
Have a
right.
good
Thank you,
night.
Siddharth. Thanks a lot. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.